Do you ever feel like sugar cravings make you feel powerless? Like you know you shouldn't reach for that cookie, but you just can't help yourself. I get it. I've been there. So today I'm going to share some strategies that have helped me, as well as some science-backed strategies that can help you kick that sugar craving for good. And remember, we're all different, so what works for me might not work as effectively for you. But first, let's start with what has helped me the most, and that is tip number 1, to not go cold turkey. When I tried cutting out sugar completely, my cravings actually got much worse. I was thinking about sweets all the time. So instead, I give myself permission to enjoy sweets, but in moderation. This mindset shift took me from feeling deprived and out of control to enjoying a treat without spiraling. And there's a reason sugar can feel so hard to resist. When we eat it, our brains release dopamine. So that's the same chemical that makes us feel pleasure and reward. That is also why even one bite of something sweet can make you want more. While eating sweet foods is normal, eating a lot of added sugars can be problematic. So a high consumption of added sugar can lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, and an increased risk of heart disease. And if you live with diabetes like I do, eating a lot of added sugars can really make blood sugars hard to manage. And it can also work the other way. If you live with diabetes, blood sugar fluctuations, especially low blood sugars, can activate some powerful cravings for sweets. So before you reach for something sweet, check if there's a physical reason. Are you actually hungry, dehydrated, or is your blood sugar low? If you're using any blood sugar lowering medications and your blood sugar is low, you definitely need fast-acting carbohydrates to raise your blood sugars up to a healthy level. But if your blood sugars are not low, you might just need a well-balanced meal. But I know not overeating on sweet things when having a low blood sugar is really hard because the body releases a hunger hormone and that just makes us want to eat everything in sight. But I found that it's really helpful to, well, acknowledge it for what it is. It's a medical emergency, and then having a plan. And that means that I always know what I'm going to eat if I have a low blood sugar. And for me, that's usually glucose tabs. Completely keeping added sugars out of your diet can be a little hard. So how much is actually okay? Well, according to the World Health Organization, they suggest that you try and keep your calories from added sugars under 10% of your total calorie intake. For most adults, that is 25 grams or 6 teaspoons a day. And remember, this does not include naturally occurring sugars, like for example, fruit sugar. That also comes with nutrients and fiber. Cravings aren't always about hunger. It can also be about emotions. Sometimes we eat because we're sad, we're stressed, we're bored, or out of habit. I find that it helps to pause and ask what I'm actually feeling right now. That pause can help break the cycle of emotional eating. For me, the main one is habit, or let's say association. If I'm relaxing on the couch at the end of the day, my brain automatically assumes that it's snack time. Another example for me used to be travel. Every time I'd set a foot in an airport, I'd go for the sweet snacks. If I traveled once in a blue moon, that would be fine. But at one point I was traveling weekly, so I had to do a very conscious retraining of my patterns. I find that one of the most effective ways of keeping sugar cravings at bay is to eat a balanced diet high in fiber and protein. These type of meals can help you feel full for longer, and they can also help reduce the risk of very high and very low blood sugars, which is that kind of pattern that can lead to sugar cravings. Some examples are Greek yogurt, lentils, eggs, and nuts. Greek yogurt is often my go-to if my brain is starting to tell me that I need something now. I just really like the taste and texture. Yeah, I even like plain Greek yogurt, but there are also some great sugar-free options. The Chobani brand is a winner in my book. Instead of only focusing on removing sugar, you can also try and crowd it out with more satisfying choices. Naturally sweet snacks such as berries or maybe a slice of apple with peanut butter to also reduce the risk of a blood sugar spike can really hit the spot without the added sugars. And here, Greek yogurt comes in handy again. I sometimes add a teaspoon of stevia to plain Greek yogurt with a few berries. It's a great snack and it really does it for me. And then there's the art of pausing. When you feel that craving, try setting an alarm for 10 minutes, go do something else, go for a walk, do a stretch, read a book or meditate, something. And you might find that your craving has gone away once that alarm goes off. And if it hasn't, well, you can enjoy a mindful treat. The next one is a big one for me. If I don't manage my sleep schedule, my cravings can get hypercharged. Lack of sleep or chronic stress can be big drivers of cravings. If you don't get enough sleep, if you're stressed, your body can start releasing stress hormones, which can make you even more hungry, making those sugary treats look even more tempting. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep and use stress-reducing activities like meditation, yoga, or deep breathing to help you keep cravings under control. My next tip is along the same lines as emotional triggers, in the sense that it's focusing on habits and working on creating a mental swap. It can be a little tricky, but it can be done. So let me give you an example. I often have a craving for something sweet after lunch or dinner. I just ate, so it's not because I'm hungry. So I identified that as a habit trigger. What I've done fairly successfully is mentally swap that craving to a hot drink. So after lunch, I'll usually have a cup of coffee, and after dinner, I'll usually have a cup of tea. I know a lot of you guys are gonna think I'm a complete weirdo, but I really like this licorice tea at night. It's really yummy. I try to do mental swaps where I try to get myself to work or exercise instead, but those haven't been as successful. I've also found that writing things down can be a great tool to help beat those sugar cravings. Write down what it is that you want to eat, so what you're craving, write down the carb count, and then what would you need to do in order to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. That can be medication, activity, or both. There are several components to this, and I think that's why it works so well for me. It might not take me a full 10 minutes to look up the carb count and write things down, but it slows everything down. And the act of slowing down and thinking it through makes the decision to eat something sweet or not more mindful. And finally, realizing what it is that I'll have to do to keep my blood sugars in check can sometimes make me choose against something sugary. It's just not always worth it. And here's a bonus tip, and I know I said up front, don't go cold turkey, but we're not all the same, and our road to success won't always look the same. If your cravings feel out of control, you can consider doing a temporary reset by removing all sugary foods from your home. This is not about punishing yourself. This is about creating an environment where you can set yourself up for success. And I do find it easier to keep on track if I don't have a lot of high sugary snacks lying around. Let's quickly recap. Don't go cold turkey. Check for physical causes. Recognize emotional triggers. Eat more protein and fiber. Crowd out sugars with better options. Use a 10-minute delay. Prioritize sleep and manage stress. Do a mental swap. Become a note taker. And if needed, remove temptations temporarily. Cravings are normal, but you can use these strategies to reduce their power. But if your cravings start to take over your whole life, if that's all you can think about, I hope you reach out to your medical team.